I just finished yoga. It was a lot of stretching and balancing today, and they make it look so easy, but it's not that easy. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just want to show you kind of a day in the life of what it's like here in Korea. This is over at a market. We're buying some food for dinner. Lots of fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, and things like that. And I'm very lucky. My wife is an excellent cook. So we had some steak and some vegetables and lots of yummy stuff. Hey everyone, so this is a sashimi dinner, and you can see there's lots of side dishes, lots of fish, lots of yummy healthy food. You can take a look at what's on the table. So that's a nice birdie. Okay, nice birdie. I'm gonna go up on my shoulder here, you can see. Silly birdie. There he is, a mobile. You want some more? You want some more? No? You want to hang out? So I've always been an animal person, and I recommend it so much. It's a way to connect with nature and connect with our feathered friends. So normally we can talk to the bigger parrots, but the shop owner was saying the big birds were biting the other birds. So I guess they're kind of in birdie prison right now. So they have been bad birdies. They've been biting the other birds. They got to be in birdie prison for a little bit. But these parrots actually talk, which is pretty funny. There's a couple of them, and they're friendly birds to humans, but evidently they've been biting other birds lately. So why have you been doing that? Don't do that. We have a lot of little birds in the cage here. Making lots of sound. So they have a spot in the bird cafe where the birds can go and be warm. And it's funny too, sometimes they want to sleep. So this one is barely keeping awake, and he just kept kind of closing his eyes. And ultimately, Birdie went to sleep. It's really funny to see. Another thing too is you want to check on the eggs of the birds, and you can see if they're ready to hatch. And what you do, you just take the egg and you put it into the cell phone light, and you can see. So we're just heading into the theater here. We're going to go see a play, Jesus Christ Superstar. So the musical was really, really fun, and afterwards we went to go get some dim sum, which is Hong Kong food. I love this stuff. I love the xiaolongbao and the dumplings and everything. It's so yummy. So if you wonder what life is like in Korea, we just finished the musical, had some dim sum, now we're listening to some jazz, and we're in this cool cafe that we like to go to quite a bit. I'll show you guys around so you guys can see what it looks like. A lot of food here. See all the different kind of food. They have a video screen here. There's a little coffee that you want. Tables. They have some nice trees decoration, and there's like a kind of bar area over here. They even have an art gallery over here too as well, which I can show you guys. We'll go walk over there. Let's go by the piano here. It's a really fun environment, but we'll take a look at some of the art together, you guys can see. So we're hanging out with Spider-Man here, you guys can see, and it's fun. They have different arts here. They actually rotate quite a bit, and it's fun. This is life in Korea. A lot of people who haven't been here before probably don't know. They essentially have just really rebuilt a lot of their country after the war. They're talking about the Korean War. That's a long time ago already, but Korean just modernized very, very quickly. Something they pride themselves on is sort of the Bali culture, what they call it, or sort of like the hurry-up culture. And the basic idea is that you just want to quickly develop as quick as possible. But today is just a really good representation of sort of like how you can always rebuild your life and rebuild your country if you put your mind to it and get everyone going in the right direction. And let's listen to some jazz here. I hope that was interesting for you guys. I just kind of want to share our daily lives and also have a chat with you, because I noticed on YouTube and just sort of, you know, modern American culture, it's all about just getting the Lambos, right? You get that money, you get the Lambos, and I want to talk to you about you can do something else when you get the money. Is one, upgrade your food. Eat healthy food is really important. Give your kids healthy food is really important. One of the things is that healthy food doesn't have a ton of sugar in it. And I find, and I'm sharing with you, like if my diet is poor, I'm drinking Coca-Cola all day, every day, it affects my thinking. I can't concentrate, I'm hyper, right? These kind of things, maybe I'm more aggressive. It's that sugar addiction, which is a real problem. In terms of investment, Coca-Cola is one of the best investments out there, mostly because people are addicted to this stuff, but it doesn't mean you have to be addicted to do it. The other thing I want you to be thinking about as well, sort of like in your free time, you know, sort of what are you doing? Are you doing things to better yourself? And what I want to show with you guys, like for example, when you go see a musical, it's something that sort of challenges your mind, challenges the way you think about the world, and also too, it's fun to enjoy like the different choices that a director makes, right? This is sort of why we talk about culture stuff on this channel. You know, there are different ways to do lighting. How do you choose to do the costumes, these kind of things? How do you interpret the story? All those sort of things. And also too, there are different musical styles out there. Like I showed you some jazz, we looked at some musicals. During the, when we had the dim sum meal, I couldn't play the sound, but essentially they're playing K-pop music. But there's a lot of different cultural influences out there. And the more educated and aware of you know, that you are around the different things in the world, you can appreciate lots of things in the world. And so another thing I want you to think about as well, as I show you guys life in Korea, is, you know, people say, oh, I want to get the Lambo. I would say, you got money, you start to travel. Travel is so cool. And I think, you know, once you get that travel bug, and like every year if you go visit another countries, that sort of thing, you start to realize, oh my God, the world's a huge place, and you get kind of addicted to it. Now in that sort of situation, I think there's nothing wrong with you know, traveling the world and increasing your education and knowledge about people and things in that way. It benefits you. One, it's enjoyable, but two, it's just being part of the world, being a citizen of the world, I think is important. There's something that always bothered me about many Americans is that they get to be too isolated because there's not that many neighbors, right? You got Canada to the north and Mexico to the south. It's not like we're surrounded by lots of different types of countries, whereas, you know, say in Europe, just for example, you have tons of neighbors, same with Asia as well. And just get out and experience things. And the last thing I just want to share with you guys is I'll keep trying to do this stuff every day just to show you a different perspective of how you can live a life. And you know, sometimes people have who've never been to, say for example, Korea or China or Japan, I mentioned those three because I lived in those countries, have different impressions of what they think life is over here, right? Hopefully the stuff that we show you is actually quite different than what you would imagine. And you probably noticed as well, there's a lot of Western influence, which is really quite interesting. The other thing too, just to mention as well, in the current production of Jesus Christ Superstar here in Korea, the guy who is the star, his name is Mike Lee. He's an American actually, graduated from Stanford. He's a smart guy. He's in my generation, and my generation, because I'm older, I'm pushing 50, right? When we were kids, if you were Asian and you want to go into entertainment, you pretty much had no chance. You're pretty much forced to leave the country. Another example of this would be like a Daniel Henney. If you guys know who that is, similar type of person. He left USA when he was young, went to Korea, stuff like that. So in fact, my mistake, believe it or not, this is something they don't teach you in school because it's just not something that you normally talk about in USA. I wish I would have left the country much earlier, mostly because there's just no no like opportunities. If you're Asian, you know, you go to Hollywood or anything like that, people just look at you like, oh, you're just some stupid Asian person. And the thing is, like, things are really different these days. I'll give you a simple example. You look at some of the most popular things in the world, like for example, Squid Game, very popular TV show. It shows that, you know, people outside the USA that look like me can actually make pretty decent TV shows, right? You look at the really popular band BTS. It shows that people look like me could actually sing and dance. It actually can be a thing. When I was a kid, you know, for those of you who are younger, you may not realize this, like, it was really racist against Asian people. Like, they just didn't treat, you know, Asian people like they could sing or dance, and like, that's only reserved for other kinds of people, right? They look at you like, oh, you're just Asian, you're just good at math, you can't sing or dance. But clearly, right? You see a group like BTS, they can clearly do it. So I don't know, I think part of it for a lot of people is just lack of exposure. You know, you don't realize like how other people live or what another life is like until you actually see it. Actually, in fact, true story, here's right here. There's Mike Lee right there. There's a little banner hanging up for the show. But as I was saying, he graduated from Stanford, and you know, I'm really happy for him that he was able to do this. And anyway, I just wanted to share these things with you guys. Hopefully stuff's useful for you. And I know for those of you who never really had Asian American friends, you probably have never heard people talk like this kind of stuff before. But, you know, I'm just sharing a different experience. And, you know, there's more to life than just getting a bunch of Lambos. I'm telling you, upgrade your food, upgrade your education, travel, make a lot of new friends. And always in the channel, my other, you know, videos is upgrading your skills so you can get jobs to where, you know, you can do all of these things. So anyway, thanks again for your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.